Once I was 7 years old, my daddy told me, choose wisely who you friend, 'cause most are phony. Once I was 7 years old. It was a cold, tough world, so I said I'd be tougher, taking on anyone who dared to punk my little brothers. Daddy gambled with a mortgage after the third summer, so we no longer had a house, but we still had each other. Once I was 11 years old, my mama told me, please don't marry a man that's like your daddy. Once I was 11 years old. And it was at this age I found the world was broken, so the arrogance in me assumed I had been chosen to get the world unfrozen. The thought was pure ambrosion, this distant fantasy in time would cause my own corrosion. Once I was 20 years old, my heart had grown cold, my faith in God lay shattered, strung about me. Once I was 20 years old. Unbridled power is pride, and I thought I could tame it. Okay to be prideful, long as you're mindful how and where you aim it. I got my brothers with me, together we could make it. These were my beliefs before the Lord entered my life and changed it. Once I was 20 years old, my heart had grown cold, but now my Lord and Savior is restoring me. Once I was 20 years old. Soon we'll be 30 years old. Mama and Daddy went home, but God's adopted us into His family. Soon we'll be 30 years old. I'm learning to walk in His ways. The path is long and narrow, and that old pride of mine creeps in at times if I'm not careful. Still got my brothers with me, still as thick as blood and marrow. And as for the fate of our big sister, I'm remaining prayerful. Soon we'll be 60 years old. I pray that my faith will grow until the voice of God to me sounds like a megaphone. Want Him beside me for my failures and my victories. I know He'll carry me through good health and the worst disease. Soon I'll be 60 years old. Will I look back and be slowed, or will I focus on the race God set before me? Soon I'll be 60 years old. Soon I'll be 60 years old. Will I look back and be slowed, or will I focus on the race God sets before me? Soon I'll be 60 years old. Once I was 7 years old, Mama and Daddy told me, choose wisely who you friend, 'cause most are phony. Once I was 7 years old. Once I was 7 years old.